everyone, and welcome to Engineer's Edge, a podcast by iSquare IT. We are here to answer your queries related to engineering as a career option. Right from what is engineering, what are the current trends, the latest technologies, we have everything for you. In our today's episode, we are here to talk with Mr. Saurabh Khurana. Hello, sir.
Hello.
And we are really proud to say he is our alumnus. So, Saurabh, before we talk more about Hanker Analytics and AI and ML, I want to understand how does it feel coming back on campus?
Wow, it's an amazing feeling. You feel like you're back into your student life. You kind of get recap of all the memories you have built with the place at the campus, in those conference rooms, in those lectures. Meeting a lot of the teachers who were part of our time and are still around, meeting them again. It's motivating and inspiring in a way.
I'm sure it's really a treat to walk into that memory lane again.
Of course.
Saurabh, as an alumnus of iSquare IT, can you share us your journey right from being a student here and to founding Hanker Analytics?
Well, these two are different worlds in itself. Being a student is just thinking about what you're learning and about your friends, about gathering as much knowledge as you want to, without being worried about what the corporate world looks like. However, once you change gears, you get into those placements, you get into those phases where you become like employees, uh, you see a different world, which means you have been exposed to all those people who have been in industry forever, which means you are now trying to tap all those talents which are already available in the industry, along with the clients for whom you are trying to create solutions for their challenges or the pain areas. With all that, your perspective to the things changes, and which also changed my perspective after started working. I started feeling I need to do things differently. What should I do to be closer to the clients? What should I do to solve some of the unique problem statements which our clients have? And that's how there was a thought, there was a need, a desire to, uh, start Hanker Analytics with that aspiration. And a lot of my previous colleagues and peers motivated me to follow that path and dream of mine.
Okay, so it is what I understand is that that urge to solve people's problem is what motivated you to go for Hanker Analytics.
Absolutely.
So, Saurabh, being a student and now founding Hanker Analytics, I'm sure you have learned quite a bit. A lot of experiences, a lot of, I would say, the ground realities. So, I want to understand that when you were here as a student, what were the lessons or what were certain the knowledge which you have learned here help you to shape your future?
So during my time, there was a big craze over ERP, SAP, and those kind of worlds, and that gave me a perspective around getting a little bit more into the enterprise applications, learning more on the ERP side of things. For that matter, I started my career with some of the ERP implementations and stuff like that. Um, what it turned helped me and really sparked some thoughts in my mind is that when you do these implementations, you are exposed to so many functions within the actual organizations, the finance function, the HR function, the sales and marketing functions, the procurement functions, and whatnot. And when these enterprise applications jump in, you are generating data exponentially in all these functions. Now, sometimes I used to ask, what are we doing with this data? We are still giving them some static reports to see the data which they have captured. What's next? And I was fortunate to be in that state where analytics and BI was picking up. So I immediately leveraged and started exploring more on that area, started giving that benefit back to the clients about how the business intelligence or the analytics around the data can create value for you around the data which you have captured in years and years within various functions. So I would say, college helped me give me a, finger pointing towards the enterprise resource planning or towards the data analytics. And when I started walking that path in the industry towards the ERP and the analytics, it further enhanced, and I started moving on the business intelligence, analytics, data science pieces of it. So I'm blessed to be where I am, and how I learned and how the college helped me to go this path.
Okay, wonderful. You said that when you were delivering this whole chunk of data, then the question arises, oh, what are we doing with this data? So is this that, I mean, that point where the Hanker Analytics came into your mind, or what is it?
Well, that gave me a perspective that I have to shift my gears, being right from being an ERP consultant, move into the analytics consultant kind of roles. That is what it sparked. However, having worked with some of the companies more like in an employee profiles, it gave me a sense when the client started asking the question, can you do this for me, can you do that for us, and everything was spinning around analytics, around data science, the pieces which were relatively untapped. And we felt like, you need to be flexible and nimble when you want to step into the client shoes and resolve some problem statements. That gave me a spark to move more towards the Hanker Analytics.
Okay, now you have said that what exactly motivated you to go towards Hanker Analytics. I want to understand more about your company. So, what are the services that you provide, or what was I mean, which areas do you work in?
Yeah. Hanker Analytics is mostly into data analytics and business consulting for life sciences industry. Uh, and we are on a mission to provide data oriented solutions to our clients so that they can resolve some of the challenges and the pain areas they are currently facing. So that's the a summarized version of what we are and what's the mission for us.
Okay, so you said life science, right?
Yes.
So, predominantly in healthcare sector, is it?
Yeah, so I would say we are primarily into life sciences and healthcare. Like the drug manufacturers who basically help save patients' life. We help solve some of their innovation and technology related problem statements by providing them consultings and providing them data oriented solutions.
So, Saurabh, uh, nowadays if you see the trend, there is much rise in AI and ML. So does Hanker Analytics utilize AI and ML in its normal procedures?
So our services and our offerings are primarily into two broader buckets. One is the data side of it, where we talk about the data strategy, we talk about the consulting related to it. It also caters to the governance, the data quality, the stewardship, and MDM, master data management, and stuff like that. Another piece is more on the analytics side. When I say analytics, we basically are talking about the data analytics, we are talking about the science behind it, we are also talking about the AI ML and the Gen AI pieces of it. So a lot of the solutions which we develop for our clients are empowered by the AI ML or the Gen AI based engines, so that all these data is leveraged in the right way, and we are able to tap the advantage of these platforms and provide a lot more efficient, cost effective ways of delivering the solutions to our client.
Okay, this sounds interesting. Now, if I could ask you, can you share any specific, maybe an experience where you have utilized this knowledge? I mean, specifically AI and ML.
So, within the pharmaceutical world, you have various functions, if I may have to say, right from drug discovery to preclinical to clinical to commercial drug launches and the compliance aspect of it. AIML is being leveraged at every function in a lot more strategic manner these days. All the functions which are being created or developed the solutions have that AIML engine powered. So what I mean to say is that wherever we are delivering our solutions or we are providing our services, AIML has an essence and a hint of it always.
Okay, so I understood now that how this AI and ML works for your domain, and I'm sure you have tasted success. And at the same time, I'm quite sure you might have faced certain challenges too. So, being an entrepreneur, what are the certain challenges that you or your company have faced, and how did you overcome it?
That's a very interesting question. So, being an entrepreneur, again, as you said, is not an easy job in itself, because uh, you want to focus on your company's objective, the mission we are trying to be on, and which is in line with your clients' pain areas. However, what we need to balance is the talent aspect of it, because when you want to go to the client with the right offerings, you want to support your client with the right solutions which have the right operational excellence to it, lot effective cost optimizations to it, you want to have the right talent also, so that we are able to really deliver and develop those kind of solutions or offerings for our clients. Balancing between these two is an art in itself. It's not easy, and I guess uh, we face it a lot, considering the kind of market we are into. We have our presence in US, and we have our delivery centers in India, and getting the right talent, retaining them, and leveraging to create those solution is always a tricky and act which requires a lot of balance to it.
Okay, you said the right talent. So when do you have a part in the hiring process too?
Of
Because,
course.
of course, right. So what exactly you look for into a candidate?
See, I personally come with a philosophy that the attitude and the intention of a candidate is very important element. If somebody doesn't know something, he or she can learn. But if that inclination, that attitude is not there, the right mindset is not there, you cannot make somebody learn more than what he knows or she knows, right? So that is one piece of it which I always want to assess in a candidate. On top of it, again, this is also striking like a right balance, which is an art in itself, that you need the right industry experience, and you also need some fresh passionate minds graduated from some good colleges. So those two things are another aspect which we keep in mind while hiring our teams.
Okay, so the experience is one thing, then the fresh perspective, what the candidate brings in,
Sure.
and at the same time, attitude towards learning, I would say,
Sure.
and towards work.
Absolutely,
Correct?
you got it right.
Yeah, yeah, wonderful. So, why I asked you this question, because when we teach to students, you should understand, oh, this is what the market demands, and when they hear it from the horse's mouth, then yes, they believe it and they understand it. So, yeah, I really appreciate it. So, the certain qualities which you look on. Okay. Talking about the rest of the qualities, okay, so many students nowadays are seeking their career in AI and ML. Considering the market, what is going on, the constant rise, new technologies are coming up. What would you suggest to our students? I mean, to which specific skill set they should look for?
See, this question, I would say we should take a step back, look at from a perspective where we are addressing some fundamental things in a right way. Uh, a student should first try to take some mentorship, some guidance from either the industry experts or the teachers or the professors whom they work with, to understand what is the career path he or she wants to make. Which means technology doesn't go standalone, it goes along with a domain. That's what my understanding is. Whether if it's banking and finance like BFSI, it's pharmaceutical and healthcare, or you're talking about telecom, or you're talking about retail, every industry is in itself is a world in itself. So if your perspective is to go in specific function, why not also try to think about as a student that what industry I want to make my career in, so that you understand that domain more intensely, more in detailed manner, and then try to converge the technology side of it along with it. That way, you try to, from as soon as you come into the corporate world, you try to leverage the uh, technology to solve a problem statement which a particular domain or industry have. So that's how I would guide the students to think about it. Again, in terms of AI/ML, Gen AI, these are the the buzzwords. These certainly do have a lot of potential to them. A lot of use cases and solutions are leveraged using them. So I think candidates needs to understand the uh, perspective in which they want to create their careers. What I mean to say is, within AI/ML also, you can be more on the data engineering side of it, or you can get yourself future ready to go more in the architectural direction of it. And there are many more. Like it's a vast ocean. If we'll talk about the careers and AI/ML, I think that's a separate topic to be talked about. But again, I'll just pause here for this particular thought that understand the domain you want to go in and match the technology along with it.
That is a wonderful piece of advice. When I see students, they talk on, oh, this is in the market. Yes, we should focus on this particular technology.
Yeah.
But without understanding in which domain you want to work, that would not work. So rightly mentioned by you, understand the domain and see how technology would be applicable in that
That's
domain.
true.
So that makes sense. And
Absolutely.
another important point which I like is seek mentorship.
Yeah. Absolutely. There should be no shame in getting any mentorship. I still do. I always will. Like professors, teachers, mentors, industry veterans. You have them, believe me, you have them always with you. It's just that you have to ask for help. If somebody is not seeking for help, you will not get the help. Yeah.
They say, no, ask and thou shall you receive.
Yeah.
So, it is the case. Wonderful. Okay. So, you have a plethora of knowledge, I would say experience and expertise too. So, leveraging all of these, what would be your suggestion to our engineers or students who are about to start their engineering journey?
See, from the place where they are placed at this in 2024, uh, there is a vast ocean and the innovation which is happening in the Gen AI space. Definitely, most of them wants to ride that bus, get into that AI/ML or Gen AI space. One piece of advice or a thought process, students should pause and also think that AI/ML is just not a standalone use case in itself. The data carries the weight to it. So once you have the right data with the right quality placed in the right manner, that is how you leverage the power of AI, ML, Gen AI to leverage it further and strengthen your analytics around that. So don't think about AI ML as a world in itself. Think about it like a holistic place where you have data and you have AI ML. And don't just think about making your career as an AI ML. Think about making your career in the whole space. You have the data engineers, you have the data analysts, you have your ML engineers and whatnot, right? So think from a that if you're thinking from that perspective, the the value add you can bring to the industry would be quite different and quite substantial.
So, Saurabh, thank you very much for coming on our show. It was wonderful talking with you and understanding different perspective, not only in terms of Gen I or AI, but yes, how important is it to have the domain knowledge also. So, thank you very much for coming here.
It's my pleasure. It's always wonderful to come back into your college and refresh your memories. At the same time, see what these young minds have to say and share with us also. So it's always like two-way street. and I'm really loving it. Thank you.
Thank you. So friends, if you have enjoyed our today's episode, do like and share our video. You can visit our YouTube channel. There are multiple episodes for you. You can see our social media handles running onto the screen. Follow us for more such videos. And if you have any queries regarding a data analysis or a data scientist as a career, feel free to get in touch with us, or you can visit the Hanker Analytics website. Till then, thank you very much.